And now, Freelance Heroism presents Return to Ravenloft.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we even get started, we just want to say thank you to everyone out there who donates at the Patreon, in particular those who donate at the producer tier. Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. We want to say thank you to Duncan, Crispy, Nate, Breakmeister, and Rebecca. Thank you so much, everyone.
You help us make a better show for everyone, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Rachel.
Dees.
We have been playing Ravenloft, Return to Ravenloft, a bunch of these kind of one-shots and kind of spin-off games and background character games and stuff like that. And we've been doing that for a long time.
Yes.
And I had pitched that at some point in the future, this was like maybe a year ago, I was like, we need to take some of this, the Patreon money, and we need to buy this Humble Bundle Star Trek tabletop RPG.
Yeah.
Like now, while it's on super sale. And it was like everything involved in the game, right? All the character layouts and the shipbuilding and all that stuff, right? And it was like a really excellent deal, right?
Yeah.
And so we have all these the PDFs for the game, and I was really excited, and I felt like everyone else is kind of like, right? That's how I felt. Yeah. So slowly over the course of that year, I have infected people with a love of Star Trek. D-Walk right now is watching DS9 on a recommended playlist.
Oh, I love DS9.
I know. That's all part of my grand master plan to get you guys to play this game with me. And so I was talking to Nate the other day. We've been talking about his character and how he wants to go with it. And we kind of had some interesting dialogues about species choice and stuff like that. And you had talked about your character. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to give anything away. But I have been spending the last couple of days thinking about how best to turn this into a real like feature thing.
Yeah.
Right? And I've put a lot of thought into it. And I've began writing the Exo's Creed, which I'm not going to use the Captain's Creed because I think that they do that too much. But look, I have a lot of strong opinions, and you're going to get all of them. They're going to be very good.
Okay.
But if you're a sci-fi fan or a Star Trek fan, I highly recommend that you guys comment on something and say, we want that Star Trek shit. Say it. Say, we want that Star Trek shit. And I promise it'll be good. And so I was telling Rachel some ideas I had for like a Sirenscape-esque type deal, but kind of more sci-fi themed. And I thought I did a pretty cool pitch, right?
You showed me your ideas. I think they're very good. I didn't know that they had some of that stuff, which is very cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So then I'm a little nerding out here, but we started talking about the fandom, right, for Star Trek, and how they can be a little unforgiving for things that are not, because you asked if the crew would serve on a popular ship,
right,
like the Enterprise or some other sort of Voyager or something like that. Probably not. And the reason I say that is because those ships oftentimes have lore that forces them to be at a specific point during a specific event,
right?
And if they're not there, people who listen to it will be upset. Just take it from experience that like there's a canon to these things. Now, one could argue that this is a fantasy and it's a manufactured universe, and so we don't need to be part of any of those rules, but there is a respect there, right? So I think that we should make an effort. So I want to create a new ship, new crew, new captain, everything, start to finish, and then have you guys join the crew, and that would probably save us a lot of time. But I was telling you about that fan movie Axanar, and how it looked good, didn't it?
It looks really good, yeah.
Right. And I mean, that's sort of the thing, is that like Star Trek fans know what it's like to have long stretches where you have a really successful show, 7 seasons oftentimes, sometimes 3, but I don't want to get into that argument. But there are times in between, sometimes where you go long stretches without anything, right?
Yeah.
And that can be difficult for a fandom, right? Like Star Wars puts out a movie every 2 hours. So a new TV show about R2D2's dick or something. Who gives a fuck? But like Star Trek is more deliberate, I guess, with their content. And so recently there's been sort of a lot of it, and that's been kind of nice.
Yeah.
Some of it good, some of it not the best.
Mhm.
But that's how it goes. But I think the Star Trek fandom is more accepting of creator made things being a little rough, and they're willing to work with them as they polish up. And I think that's good. And I love Star Trek. You know how much I love it.
Yeah.
And I think that you guys are good role players, and I think that this would be fun.
I think so too. I remember when you first started talking about it, I was like, mentally, I was like, well, I don't know who other than Deese could run something like that, because you are the most comfortable with the setting than I think anyone else in Freelance.
Right. It would be a difficult thing for me to be a player on this one, I think, due to the fact that I would have to stop the game every 5 minutes to be like, that's not right. That's not. They're Andorian. They wouldn't do that. Yeah. But I think this could be really fun.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think everybody seems really excited, and everybody had at least general character ideas from the start that I think we've all been building on.
I'm very, very curious to see how it works. Also, well, I can't give too much away anyway. If you guys want to see this, it would be cool of you to show your support by just commenting under a post on Facebook or messaging Freelance Heroism or whatever. Just you know how to get in contact with us. But let us know.
Yeah.
Because I think it would be cool. Maybe I'm the only one out in the world. Maybe they all just maybe there's like if it ain't got Kavir, maybe it'll be Captain Kavir of the starship La Anatra.
It's like a shadowy captain in the scene sometimes, and then finally just the reveal is that it's Kavir.
Yeah, he's like way old now. Super old.
Could be.
And his annoying Vulcan friend. Adrora.
Adrora?
Ugh.
I don't know.
She's annoying.
She sounds pretty cool.
She kicks in all the opening cargo bay doors.
She sounds great. Can't wait
So you liked DS9 a lot, which is good for you, I think, because of the era that I want to place this in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, just can you name off a few of the things about DS9 you liked? If it's not putting you on the spot.
No, I liked how they had sort of like a base, and it wasn't like we're planet hopping. There was like this sort of season spanning issue with like the Cardassians and the Bajoran. Yeah, I was thinking Bajoran. I was like, that's the planet.
Yeah.
So I liked how there was just this. It wasn't like, okay, season 1, we introduce a conflict, and then at the end of season 1, the conflict has been resolved. I liked how there were just so many different like layers and branches of this conflict between the two of them that just continued on, and it affected like how characters interacted, and then it's like, oh god, we gotta interact with this guy because of like protocol, and it's like I really like that. I liked a lot of the characters too. I
Do you have a favorite?
I really loved Dax.
Which one? Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Jadzia Dax.
Yes.
I also really loved Julian.
Bashir.
Bashir. He was very.
He's a
He's
dork
just,
at the beginning.
I love how I like dorky characters. I love how he's just this like kind of wide-eyed dork who shows up and he's like, I was the top of my class and now I'm gonna have an adventure out in the wilds.
I love that at the beginning his story, because he was like talking to Kira on I think the shuttle when they picked him up or whatever, and on the way back to the station he's like, I wanted to study, I wanted to be part of the frontier medicine, just out here in the wilds. And she's like, my people are from here, asshole. And I was just like,
he's so like sheltered.
multiple episodes after that, she just looks at him like, fuck you, guy.
Right?
Like, she doesn't treat him as a serious person. And eventually realizes that, like, there's more to him than that, and maybe he was a little nervous, and then he starts to realize that he was an asshole for saying that, because he kind of, that has some like mild colonizer vibes to it. Like,
definitely. I mean, he seems like, I mean, it seemed like he was just naturally very good at school, at his study. Naturally.
Yeah.
And so I think that probably gave him that sort of attitude where he was like, oh, I'm here, studying medicine in like this advanced civilization, but now I'm going to go out into the wilds and like, which is understandable that he would have that perspective, because I don't think he really did anything other than just, I'm really good at school and I'm like privileged. And so it was like his journey, his like story of realizing, hey, these are people,
Yeah, I particularly love how Brian and him have like this deep friendship, but at some point he has to start playing darts from like 50 yards back because of the thing. Which, if you haven't seen DS9, I highly recommend watching it. But there's a lot of those things. I also love Morn.
Oh, Morn.
It just sits at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the reference to like Cheers. Norm is the guy who's always at the bar, and Morn is just very funny. And there's like every character in that, Nog and fucking just everyone's so great. It's a great show.
Yeah.
Except for Moogie.
Moogie
and the
Grand. Yeah.
Look, and you know what the worst part is? Even those characters who I hate, even towards like, if you watch the whole episode with them in it, at the end you still kind of like them a little bit. Like they grow on you, like Laxwana Troy from TNG, who is, Marjorie Barrett's hard to deal with when she's in character. She's tough. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited to do this, and I don't know that it'll be anytime soon, because we still have a lot of cool stuff coming for Return to Ravenloft.
Yes.
But just in the future, if you're interested, let us know and keep pestering us about it.
Yeah.
And I say us, but I mean them. Keep pestering them about it. I'm on your side. So tell us about this episode. What's it called?
So this is Return to Ravenloft, Season 2, Episode 4, Ebb and Flow.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wonder what that could mean.
I think you know what that means.
Ooh. So, I think before we play, we should take a minute to just goof off and talk about shit, just to get into that mood,
Okay.
All right.
Right.
That's not what we were already doing.
Anybody want to go? No, I mean, we were talking about drug users.
Okay. Let me see. Who the fuck is...
I finally found out what interns are for. I scared the shit out of them today.
Whoa. I was about
Wait,
to say,
what?
Easy there.
Chill, Brian Williams.
It's like, I thought they got rid of the page program because of...
No, I caught him coming around the corner. I just can't believe he didn't see me when I jumped at him. Poor kid
No.
lost his soul.
I saw that snake video the other day. Holy God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that it took me about 15 minutes to decide how that was gonna go down.
You were a lot more chill than I would have been. I'd have been throwing shit at that motherfucker. Like, get out.
Well, the fun part was he was sitting there, and I was like, I think he's asleep because I yelled at him like 3 times to slam the shovel, didn't move. So I was like, okay, it's 5 in the morning. It's pretty cold. So I sidestep around and I use the shovel to turn the water valve. Then he kind of looks up, and I'm like, oh shit, he's moving.
You want to see a person go full on Naruto and like leap in the air and throw shurikens? Fucking show me a rattlesnake on the ground and watch me freak the fuck out. You'll find me a much less pleasant person to be around if there are rattlesnakes.
I'm just stoked he didn't feel threatened. He just mosey on out.
No, he can feel threatened because he is. Let me tell you.
Oh,
My
it took me
dad
5
would-
minutes. Over it.
Oh, I was gonna say my dad would find rattlesnakes like all over his ranch because it was out in the country, and so he would just like walk behind them and then step on their head and then take out his pocket knife and cut off their head.
I would.
And then
Jesus.
he would cut off their rattler and then toss it to like me or one of my siblings.
A lot of
We would
people
have
don't
the
know this.
little rattler.
Here you go,
I've-
kids.
I
Merry
found-
Christmas.
I found this out after we started dating. Rachel's last name is Rambo.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Rachel Rambo. So we left off in
I believe a battlefield that you guys just finished.
Mm-hmm.
Just got done looting.
Yep.
And you're standing there. There's a pile of dead bodies smoking and burning, and you all have a trunk with a mummified hand and a child's doll in it, and I think one of you picked up a coin.
Yep, that was him.
Maybe.
Yeah, Rain.
Maybe.
Nah.
But we have no idea what these items do. We need to take them to someone in order for them to tell us what they do.
Well,
Mhm.
Cass knows that guy or that lady at the
Yeah.
institute
Guy.
guy.
Mhm.
Sorry, they all bleed together to me.
Kind of like the pile of dead bodies on the ground.
I don't know any of them.
Yeah. But they are bleeding together. That was the point. Well, I guess in lieu of not knowing what these things do, I suppose if they are evil or bad or cursed, we'll find out.
Mhm.
Hopefully.
You will.
Why is it,
Pointing to the coin.
why do you think that my item is the only item that's cursed?
We didn't pick up the other items. That's why we'll know if yours is cursed. Because we didn't pick them up.
No.
Do you see?
Yeah, I'm just maybe you don't have to pick yours up. Maybe they just have to be in your general vicinity.
It's like if we all three held a stick of dynamite and you let yours on fire.
Yeah, that
I
would
guess
be
we'll see if
obvious.
this dynamite works. And you're like, well,
Yeah.
you will too. I'm like, no, just you.
Not if you can't get away from me fast enough. All right. Well, so it sounds like getting to the institute is beneficial towards all of us, and the fastest way to do that is to find your boat house ship thing.
Airship. I've settled on an airship.
Whatever.
Skyboat. Airship. Yeah.
All right. Well, we know that we needed to keep going, I believe, to the east to find that
Mhm.
from where we currently are. Okay. Well, what lies ahead to our east right now?
You check the map.
I could check the map, couldn't I?
Do you unroll the map?
I unroll the map. What does the map tell me?
You see forest in the Vale of Tears to the east, which is pretty much the description you have of where the vision gave off, or the scry gave off of where you're assuming where Victor was.
I just point
Is there
that
any,
way.
the cabin that we saw them in, or the building that we saw them in,
That I
it
saw
was-
them in.
that you saw them in,
Yes.
that Adri saw them in.
Kestrel.
Saw them in. That's her. That's her head that you're in right now.
It is. Never mind.
But have we determined it was first? It was a one floor only, right?
Mm,
Two multi-floor.
I just saw the one room.
she saw out and saw the tree, and I could say from the height of the tree that she saw, it looks like she wasn't on ground floor.
Okay.
There you go. All right. So we know that it is a relatively large building, with a view of the woods. It wasn't unusually decorative.
Does that match the description of your airboat?
No.
Ah.
No, that is unusually decorative.
Ah. Okay.
You're going to be very impressed with the airship.
okay.
I'm just like leaning up now, just
It's-
thinking about how nice it'll be.
I just gotta look over at Kiss and kind of give her that look. It's like we're gonna be.
She knows.
impressed.
She's been there before.
I have not.
She has.
I have not.
Here we are
Well,
again.
Maybe it'll do something to jog her memory.
My memory is
doubt it.
fine.
Your memory is not fine. Your memory is not fine. You don't think it's weird you have a journal from somebody else?
And a
I
horse
in your
Took
bag?
it. I took it from her after
Right.
she died.
after she was repressed. Unbelievable.
Well, maybe the faster we get there, the faster things will start to piece together and make sense.
Anyone else think it's ironic that I'm the same mind in a new body and she's two minds in the same body? We average out.
I don't know what I expected, to be perfectly honest with you.
But it was not this.
No, it was not this. No, it really wasn't. All right.
Onward.
I mean, judging by where we are on the map, what are we expecting our travel time from here to?
Well, I said it was a couple of days before.
Couple of days, so we're still in a couple of days. Okay. Well, then I suppose we should get a move on.
Do you want to take the boat? The snakes seem like
Uh,
they'd be problematic.
Mhm.
Well, the boat goes south, and you guys probably want to start heading inland at this
Yeah,
point.
I didn't think we had water travel as an option anymore.
Okay. Well, I think it was, but this is
I mean,
the
you can
same
go
place.
further south and then cut east, but
We're already here, so. Plus, we know that there are snakes. At least this way, we don't know that there's.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about snakes. I'm Nathan. I'm yelling and arguing.
My wife
Sorry.
is sitting over here telling me she's bored, and I'm like, I don't know what to do for you. I'm sorry.
Tell her to play World of Warcraft and get out of the fucking starting zone, nerd.
Yeah, I could do that. One sec.
oh, good.
Got out of the starting zone in 20 minutes. What'd she say?
I don't want to do that right now. I'm tired.
Did she say it just? Did she say it just like? Did you say it just like I said it?
No, not
No.
exactly.
Yeah. See, that's why it didn't work.
Oh, is that why?
You gotta
You
fastball it in there.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Me and Rachel, when we talk, we have a very
Oh, I want to see how. I want to.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was about to say.
I-
I want to see
yeah.
how this goes. I want to see how this goes.
I didn't have to tell her to get out of the starting zone. She's a fucking killer. She's out of there in a minute.
Is that how that works?
She was out of the starting zone, man. She's level 17 already.
Uh,
I want to go back to the brisk communication part. I want to see how this.
Oh,
goes.
I was like, yo, bitch, throw me that orange. And she's like, yo.
Absolutely
And
not.
she throws it right at my head. And I just open my mouth, catch it.
uh,
Yeah. Super smooth. Never any communicative errors. I guess we just head through the woods. Is there any type of terrain that we need to be aware of, like mountains or anything that would be good to know before we start walking in that direction?
No, you don't hit any. The mountains are to the exact south of you. The mountains of Misery, Mount Nurka and Mount Nyrid are also to the south east.
So if we were to start walking in the direction that we wanted to, we wouldn't have any impediment.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be quite that simple.
No,
but-
I just mean that I don't want to start walking. You'd be like, well, you didn't ask about lakes.
No.
Yeah.
You find
Do we-
yourself.
There's a caldera actually full with lava. You didn't ask about those.
Do we know if there are any roads nearby? Because that would probably make travel easier.
It would make it way harder. That's every person out here would be looking on the roads. We have to stay off the roads.
Looking for what?
This
Lot
is
in all the
fucking
wrong places.
This is fucking Ravenloft, man. They're gonna kill us wherever, but at least make it hard for them to find us.
No.
I don't know. I guess
You
the
don't
roads.
you don't see any main roads on the map. You do know there are some trails to or you know that the forest does have trails through it. You'd have to walk a little bit to see if you can cross one of them.
Okay.
but-
Oh,
They're not actually like listed on the map.
Okay.
I don't trust anything in Ravenloft at all. I just don't. I don't trust anything here. I don't
I
trust
wouldn't.
open doors. I don't trust closed doors. Locked doors or unlocked doors. A locked door is this is probably locked for a reason. Unlocked doors, they probably want you to get in there and get fucked up.
Right.
If it's a window with glass in it, it's to keep something in. If it's got no glass, it's like, oh my gosh, I was gonna jump out and grab you. It's good to be on your toes out here.
Hmm.
That generally speaks for anywhere you go, but yeah.
No, man, fuck that Greyhawk. I'm just chilling. I'm just walking down the roads with my arms up. I'm fucking cool as shit. Ravenloft? No. Hands in the pocket. Okay, well,
All right.
lead on, Kess.
Sure. I guess we're gonna head east.
All right. You gonna head back to the camp and get all your stuff, or
Yeah.
all right? No worry, nothing happens. You guys will get your stuff and just continue back east.
On the way
So-
back, as you approach the visual of the skyship, misty cloud snags you and throws you to the other side of the continent with a sign that says no airships allowed.
It's like these read my notes. Well, shit, that's the campaign. I'm kidding.
Aw.
No, as you guys are walking, the day continues to pass through. Easily becomes an afternoon, late afternoon. As you guys are actually approaching night, a shadow darkens the sky up ahead, large enough to actually block out the area you're at, and continues over. You can, forward as it's flying.
He specifically said flying,
Hmm.
not floating,
Flying.
flying.
Can I, like, if I look up, can I make out what it is?
Mm-hmm. It's dark, it's black, it's shadowy. Two large wings. You definitely make out an old shadow dragon flying over the sky.
Well, we found the first one.
Oh, hopefully we found it, not the other way around.
Can I want to roll some checks real quick. Let me
All right.
roll my 2 portents real quick.
Of course. 10 and 12, 10 and 12, 10 and 12.
19, shut up.
Fuck.
And a 5. Suck it, nerd.
Fuck! Dice gods, you abandoned me.
Well, hey, the guys, dice gods were working with you last time.
Yeah, no, it's only fair. They
Mhm.
they play these, they play the games.
All right, I'm
So
gonna put this in the freelance chat just so I have it. Boom. And so you can keep an eye on it too, so you know that I can fuck your shit up when I need. All right, I'm gonna go ahead now, and I'm gonna roll an
never
investigation check.
never trust a sorcerer with potent or a wizard with potent rolls and lucky feet.
I got both of them.
I know.
So I'm gonna look up at the dragon, and I'm going to check a few things, just because I've had interactions with dragons before.
Okay.
So I'm going to look up. I'm going to look at the underside of its wings as it flies across. I probably won't
Okay.
be able to get a great look at it, but I just want to see if it's tattered and ripped up, like a lot of elder dragons kind of have torn up. It is
Mm-hmm.
okay. I also
Older.
then
You can definitely tell it's an older dragon.
right. I want to look down at the ground as the shadow passes over as well, and I want to see does the shadow have any strange properties to it? Does it cascade like I imagine a traditional shadow would? I'll go ahead and roll
Okay.
for that part. 32.
You're seeing a shadow of a shadow. It what's flying over you is a shadow dragon. The way the sun, pierce or not the sun, but the way the light from the clouds and everything go through it,
Mhm.
um, it is a wavier shadow that is on the ground, but it is definitely a shadow enough to blacken out the area as it flies over.
Right, and the shadow that's on the ground, my teacher was a shadow. I'm familiar with the behavior of shadow across
Yeah. Now
surfaces.
the shadow on the ground is actual shadow. It's not a creature or
Okay.
anything hiding in it.
Okay. I always if we want to get granular about how shadows behave on things,
Mhm.
I'm very, very aware of that. So I had heard there were two shadow dragons out here. My initial thinking was oftentimes shadows will play mirror games where they mirror each other to hide in plain sight.
Mhm.
And then other times, the description that someone gave might have just been flawed because of the sight of one shadowy dragon and its behavior. They might have seen a shadow and thought that's a second shadow dragon, but really it was just a traditional shadow. Anyway, so good to know that at least in this instance, it's just the one.
Yeah. Kess, the dragon's name is Ebb.
What?
Okay.
Ebb was the mount and advisor to Aslan, the Dreadlord that ruled Darkon and that disappeared. It is well known to most of Darkon that he did have a shadow dragon as a mount and an advisor that he spent years talking to and communicating with.
And I assume we don't see anything sitting atop said dragon, right?
No, no.
It's a
Since
progressive.
Aslan has disappeared, the dragon, from what rumors and stories and bards have saying, is of its grief, and it has actually left the castle and is actually staying out in the mountains near the desert,
Okay.
which is where everyone says the airship went.
I like the idea that the new rider of this dragon is Flow from Progressive, so that it's ebb and flow.
Oh,
Can you imagine Flow from Progressive with like badass body armor and like a pricing gun?
Uh,
That bitch gets it done.
she lands, John Ham jumps out. And it's like, hey, doing this thing. She like blows him off, and then the dragon eats him.
It's such a weird connection that they have through Mad Men. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. Uh, um, hmm.
and that's why they listen to Freelance Heroism.
Yeah. So we have a forlorn shadow dragon flying above us.
It's moving pretty quick.
So it's moving west. It's going opposite our direction.
East actually, yeah, no, it's flying east. It came from the west, flying east.
So it flew from
Oh.
behind us over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It's you can tell it's actually searching for something.
Dinner.
The way it's looking, the way it's scanning, but
Mm.
whatever it was, it either didn't pick you guys up or didn't bother enough with you to. There's no lie that that
Fascinating.
smoke trail back from where you guys left was touching the sky for a while. Over the bodies.
Yeah, maybe it was looking for something in particular. Someone in particular.
Yeah.
It is getting close to. It's about evening time. It's up to you guys if you want to keep pushing through the forest of dark.
Well, I'd prefer not to do too much movement at nighttime with a shadow dragon about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'll get
Mhm.
no argument from me.
They're already hard to see.
Yeah, maybe find somewhere with good overhead cover.
It isn't too hard. The
Okay.
forest is pretty dense in areas. The reason you guys picked it up so well is just the shadow it had casted whatever light was left out.
Yeah. The trees have reasonably high branches.
Some of them.
All right, I'm gonna try to climb the tree. Do the same thing I did last time to
All right.
sleep in it.
All right. Give me athletics for climb.
All right, I'm just gonna keep doing it until. Nope, not this go.
I imagine he does that thing where he like jumps and hugs the tree and then he just slides
Slowly
down the bark.
slides down.
Oh god.
Yeah, that roll was not. I wasn't gonna do it.
Well, I have rope, so it's not like okay. If it doesn't work out,
Yeah.
give it some time. Get the rope out.
Sure.
All right.
Yes, and I'll just sit back with our arms folded like this and just watch.
Just watching him try to climb a tree.
Does he have some sort of like? He doesn't want to sleep on the ground. I mean, it's perfectly fine. I mean,
The number of things that could attack us from a tree are reduced. The number of things that would attack us on the ground are heightened.
that sounds like an assumption, but okay.
And it also would like to use you as my alarm system.
Oh,
So that if something on the ground were to attack, you would make a commotion. I would wake up, and I would already be in a firing position.
So we're bait, Kess. That's what I'm hearing.
Absolutely. I didn't want to use that term because a lot of people get offended by it, but yes.
Well, yeah.
But then if something in the tree attacks him, then we can sleep in late.
We have.
You
we
can sleep in.
We can run.
True.
Yes, you'll just become unmeditated.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
All right.
This gravity works one way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So there are more things that can fall than that can jump vertically this high.
I don't know. It's Ravenloft.
Well, I mean, whether it can jump that high or not, it will fall the same way. So
yeah,
I stand by my logic.
Yeah. Maybe he just had a fixation with tree houses as a kid. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. Has he made it up the tree yet?
Yeah, I made it up the tree. Eventually,
All right.
I use a rope.
Okay.
Nice. All right. So I mean, so far, I mean, you can hear the crickets. You can hear not really birds, but you hear a couple owls, flutter of bats.
Mm-hmm. Forest ambiance.
A howl in the distance.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't necessarily mean lycanthropes, other things.
That could just be a regular dire wolf, right?
Regular dire wolf with rabies.
Yeah.
Could just be a bunch of frat boys.
Could be.
All right. Well, I can take first watch if you'd like.
Sure. I'll
It's like from up in the tree.
Yep. All right. I'll get my 20 winks, as it were.
All right.
I would take watch, but I'm just a little baby and I don't know how to do nothing. Just a wee little baby.
The trees say something.
A couple hours after you guys set up camp and start to do your night things. I'm not. Your choice is if you guys are all asleep or not.
I'm
Start
not
to do like
asleep.
a night thing.
Nice
I know you're
things.
not.
Starting to sound like a Bob Seger song.
I was just about to go there. It's like
We're working on
the
our night moves.
things. I don't.
Dude, I don't know what
God.
like 15-year-olds do in trees.
Oh. Yeah. Like Kabir's going through puberty. I don't think we need to.
I'm already older than 50. Shut up.
God, I love teasing him right now.
Nobody knows how old I am.
No, not even your
Everyone-
shoes.
Guys are killing me. They're like, he's 6 when it's convenient, and then he's 17 when it's a sexual joke.
So, alrighty. You see kind of a glow start walking towards the camp, but not like it looks like they're walking, but it seems that there's about a couple inches between where their feet step and where it touches the ground. A pale white blue light glows from it as a spirit ghost comes walking towards. Seems to be a human spirit walking, short hair on a man, small beard, one of the hat like a beret off to the side, torn leather vest, and a lute in his hand as he's just walking, playing.
Oh no, it's a ghost bard.
Ghost Bard.
Just kind of
Is it
doing
like
a little dance as he's walking.
is it like very purposefully heading like straight towards our camp?
No,
What?
he's kind of off your camp by about 10 feet walking, but he will walk by it as he's continuing.
Does the song sound familiar to me?
You actually don't hear any song.
You're
He's
snoring in a tree. You can't hear anything.
Oh, that's
You're
true.
asleep,
I'm sorry,
remember?
I wasn't there. I wasn't
You're a
there.
sleepy boy.
I'm the only
Wow.
one that sees this, right? Because Kess is meditating, correct?
I'm still conscious.
Oh,
Oh,
wait
okay.
a minute.
Well,
Oh, wait.
so-
Whoa. No, you're not.
Yeah,
You're-
meditating, I'm not unconscious.
You're focused. Otherwise, you're not.
But I'm not unconscious.
Do you see the ghost, Rachel? Or do you get your 4 hours? Do you need to extend your hours now? Because you've broken
Well,
concentration?
actually, David said this happens about 2 hours in.
Okay.
Kess was on first watch, so
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. It was
She
2
would
hours.
see
Okay.
it.
So then
Yes, you were.
Nate
I
wouldn't
didn't see it. Yes.
Okay, sorry. I took Nate's word.
I didn't
And that
realize
was
it
a
was just
mistake.
2 hours. I thought it was. I thought several, and so okay.
So now that we've confused all of the listeners, it is purely Rachel who is awake.
It's
Nate
Schrodinger's
is
nap.
asleep. I am asleep.
We were all in various states of sleep and unsleep and meditation until the ghost bard walked through the camp and the waveform collapsed.
That's a really smart joke for a really stupid thing. I was thinking that this might be the painter guy. I was thinking, yeah, remember the ghost painter?
Yeah, I
guy?
remember him.
I
Yeah,
was
the one
like,
that tried
oh,
to
I
possess you
would-
guys at the end.
Second game that I could have a ghost assistant in would be great.
So, but as he's kind of skipping and frolicking and dancing as he moves, he looks over and sees you guys. He stops for a second and waves nonchalantly.
I'm gonna like lean over and just like shove at Rain with my foot. Rain, you're muted.
No, not ready. No. Mm-mm.
Wake up.
No.
Wake up. I will
What?
kick you in your head if you do not wake up.
Threaten me with a good time. What? What? What?
We have a ghost bard.
I'm sorry. Come again. I'm
Ghost bard.
Ghost Bard.
Right.
Okay. I assume after I rub my eyes a couple of times to adjust, I see said Ghost Bard.
Yeah. He's kind of bent over with his head tilted sideways looking at you guys.
About 10 feet away.
Yeah, about 10, 15, yeah.
Okay.
He gives a second wave. See if anyone responds.
Wave back. Does
he smiles and
Oh,
begins to kind of walk over.
No, he
Oh,
I look at
What?
Rain. I look at Rain like he just invited like Mormons into the house. It's like,
does he look familiar to me?
No, he
Okay.
doesn't.
All right. That's good, I think.
He begins to try to speak to you guys, but nothing's coming out of his mouth. And then he bows.
I just kind of like tap at my ears and give him the whole I can't hear you.
He kind of looks puzzled and my bad. My apologies.
Oh, now I hear him.
My apologies.
Oh. Okay.
When you're going through a forest like this, it's keen to keep your noise quiet.
Oh.
You don't want to draw other things.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sorry, I had my mic muted.
Well, you all look lovely this evening. I
thank you.
apologize for stepping in late.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna have you roll a check for me, D-Walk.
All right.
Can you roll a D20?
All right.
Seems
10.
unorthodox.
Okay. Continue.
All right.
Yeah.
So-
We were camping for the night.
Mhm.
Is this do you travel this way often, or
Pretty much. I don't kind of get off my fucking mad cat.
Sorry, Ghost Cat.
I crossed the Veil of Tears. My spirit's tied here. It's been here for a while,
I
Oh.
see.
but it's not bad.
Mhm.
I mean, you guys seem nice folks. It's been a while.
Thanks.
Ran into a dreary bunch of work back there, but you guys seem nice. And then there's she's out.
You talking about
He kind of
Ed?
looks up to the sky.
the
Mhm.
dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Kess is gonna kind of like look around on the ground and pick up a pebble, and then she's just gonna like chuck it where she is pretty sure Kavir's sleeping.
You're gonna chuck it at the ghost.
No.
Is about to have to give you a lesson in manners, young lady.
I tilt my head back and I'm like, I know he's here. And I put it back down.
I just wanted to throw a rock at you.
So, my apologies. I'm D'Artagnan.
Nice to make your acquaintance.
He bows.
Rain.
Kestrel.
I come. Well, welcome. Kestrel. Why does that name sound so familiar?
It seems to sound familiar to everyone, especially bards.
I help a lot of people.
Bards. That's right. There was a lovely girl that used to sing a song about
I
you.
look at Rain.
Oh, come on. All bards hang out. You knew he was going to make that connection, whether I said anything or not.
She's very infatuated with you.
You're talking about Bess.
Yes, that's her name.
Yep.
She hasn't been in the Vale in a long time.
She is very chatty.
She was fun. We used to sit and play. She'd actually stay for a few days. Then there's this other
Oh,
fellow,
yeah.
but I digress.
Other fellow, other bard.
Oh yes, there are a few bars that travel around,
Hmm.
but there was a nice tiefling one that passed through about a month ago, I think.
Hmm.
It could be 2 months. Not really chatty. Seemed to be on a serious thing.
Hmm.
But
How long have you been wandering around? Or
I
do
think
you know?
100 years.
Oh, so quite some time.
Yes, yes. But I apologize. Were you sleeping?
Uh, sort of.
Splendid. He
Trying
acts like he's
to
sitting down. Ah, I'm sorry, young master.
The
I didn't see him up in the tree till he spoke.
I think that was his point. We have guests, Kevin.
It's
you have
fine.
guests.
Oh,
Young people need their sleep. They blow so much energy during the day.
That's true. We do.
So, but alas, what brings you to the Vale?
We are traveling through. Actually, you say you travel through a lot. Maybe you've seen like a houseboat,
Skyship.
skyship.
airboat, air
Yes,
house,
yes, I have.
flying something.
Oh,
Yes, it is. It is about 5 miles east of the Arcane Brotherhood's cabin.
Where is that?
Oh, it's about a mile. It's about a mile east.
So
If
we're
you stick straight past the oak and you can continue the game trail, you should find it.
so we're 6 miles away.
There's okay, I'm gonna set up on the branch.
I can't believe that Kevin hasn't already jumped down and is running that final 6 miles, regardless of what time it is.
I have a question about something, and then I'm literally doing that. So don't.
Okay.
Is there a lot of people in between there and here?
The arc there is actually quite a buzz at the Arcane Brotherhood. Their little hiding place.
What kind of buzz? This is why I'm happy to play in this group, because if I were to say in my other group that I used to play with the word buzz, that would mean that I heard bees. Because that was a fucking joke that they did. They thought it was real funny. I rolled a really high perception check, and the guy told me that I heard bees, and that's all I could hear in a barn fucking like 2 miles away.
that's how perception checks work.
Yeah, I know. I know. But then from that point on, I just heard bees all the time. Like I was being fucking jammed on my radar or something. It was yeah.
A bunch of them showed up recently. Normally it's not really they normally keep a few people there as I remember going through. I try to stay clear of it.
Are they
They're
dangerous?
They can be. It's more so what they keep there.
What do they keep there?
It's one of their vaults. They like to store magic, and they keep powerful things and artifacts hidden. And the Arcane Brotherhood, they're real stingy that way. They always have been. I'm sorry. I'm using the wrong word. Not Arcane Brotherhood. 1 second.
Fraternity of Shadows.
Thank you. The Fraternity of Shadows. Fucking, what was I thinking? Arcane Brotherhood. That's Luskin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My bad. My apologies. Too many campaigns in my head. And I got my notes right in front of me. The Fraternity of Shadows. It's one of their storehouses. They like to store things there.
Did you just come from that direction?
Yes, actually, I try to steer clear of it, but there was such a buzz. I had to peek in and see what was going on.
What was going on?
It seems they had a break-in. Somebody stormed the place, and the way they're talking killed quite a few people inside, and they're looking for them or something. Like they haven't found them yet.
I'm gonna look up at Kevin.
I was here the whole time.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your friend.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, you guys know the one who broke in?
Probably.
I don't.
We didn't say that exactly for legal purposes.
Legal
Oh, of
purposes.
course.
So he's gonna send his ghost lawyer after you?
I'm
Gives a
gonna.
shit.
I'm just gonna continue west.
Hmm.
You don't have to have a name for of the friend I could write a song about.
I'm one moment. I'm trying to think who I could damage the most.
I figured that was what was rattling around in his head. This is an advantage or a situation to take advantage of.
Oh. I don't like because some of these people I don't want to fuck with. Oh, what was her name? The girl, fucking necromancer.
Oh,
shit.
Calypso?
Calypso.
Cass gets really mad at the mention of the name for some reason. She's like, I don't even know who that is, but I want to punch her in the face.
You're irrationally angry for some reason.
It
Like
sounds,
totally. I mean, she's just like BFFs.
It sounds like Calypso. Probably
Ooh.
sounds like something that she would do.
Calypso.
Yeah.
I like how that rolls. I can do that. Thank you.
Yeah. Probably sing that to all kinds of people. Probably.
Calypso the Magic Thief. And I'm
We
assuming
acted
you
all
guys give him
friendly.
you give him a
acted all
description of her.
Yeah, I'll
So-
go description.
Okay. All right, cool. So you give him a description and he's putting it to memory and
I saw like who broke in through my scrying, and I know that's not who he's describing, but I'm just staying quiet.
Somewhere in another dimension, Varian Herpetors perks up and goes, "There's a song being written. I must represent it."
but
All
All
in
right.
case you were unaware, because you weren't here for this, Calypso sucks.
I've gathered from bits and pieces that Calypso was not.
We actually fought Calypso in Dragon Heist.
We also, yeah,
she made a slight reappearance in Dragon Heist.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we killed her in
She was
Dragon
the
Heist
necromancer
Sand.
in the graveyard.
Oh,
killed her in Dragon
that's
Heist
right,
and
that's right.
Ravenloft.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, she sucks.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
She had a thing for Adri's dad.
Yeah. So Adri like hates her.
Everyone had a thing for Adri's dad at one point.
No.
Adri's dad had a thing for everybody at one point too, from what I can tell. I mean,
He made a move on me earlier. Yeah. I could have been Adri's stepdad.
No.
and
Now
You
listen
could-
here, Tyke. I just wanna
you
Take
could have
a
been her
moment to tell
stepdad.
you.
Calypso could have been her stepmom.
No.
Oh,
Oh, this would have been one wacky Brady bunch.
but one weird
Prepare for-
thruple.
prepare for trouble and make it thruple.
Killed
I'm
David.
good. I'm good. I was trying not to spew it all over my laptop.
Of truth and love to extend Ludo's ass to the stars above. Calypso.
Oh god.
Fear.
Ludo.
No.
It's like a reverse. It's like a reverse Three's Company.
Come on, knock on our back door. We'll be waiting for
Fuck.
you.
Oh. Oh, there it is. Damn.
Rachel's like, where do I cut this? Do I cut it early?
She's like, how do I cut this and still leave part of it intact for the story?
So,
Oh, she's gonna get really mad when we call back to this.
there's a lot of people over
Swear to
there. Would
God,
you? Anybody know this organization? Do I know it from the books?
The Fraternity of Shadow?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have heard of them.
Okay.
They have the same ones of the ring you guys found that, as far as you guys can tell, Vicar tortured and kicked off or threw off the side of the airship when it was flying.
Right. My question is, they are evil?
Neutral evil. They're
Evil.
not good guys.
Okay.
They're not known for being good.
All right. Relatively powerful?
They like to store things. They keep they like to collect magic items. They're kind of like the magic collectors of Darkon and the other places.
Right. And so I would imagine that the thing I have up my sleeve, the box that we have, probably belongs to
They
them.
would the red mist, the crimson mist.
They would like to have their hands on it, but would
Oh, they'd love to have their hands on it. But no, they did not find it from them. They didn't.
Okay.
It wasn't stolen from them by the knights.
Okay.
That was more taken from a tomb.
Okay.
There's very few places that actually still have it, and Kess would know not to go tomb raiding too deep, because the older the tombs you start raiding, the more chance of running into this you get.
Okay, doke.
Yeah.
Well,
So Fiven, Fiven likes
Vivian would
Fiven
tomb
likes,
raid.
yeah, Fiven would.
Her buddy at the institute
Mhm.
likes to tomb raid.
Yeah.
Well, if the older the tomb gets, the more likely you are to find it, then my body must be riddled with it.
gross. You're saying that you have red mist inside you?
Well, don't we all?
Maybe chill on the Chipotle, bro. All right. Well, I think we should head that way immediately.
Immediately?
Immediately.
I thought you didn't want to travel at night.
I don't care. We need to get to this airship. You don't understand. I'm gonna like get everyone in close and kind of like box out the ghost.
Aw.
Like you do.
He gives you guys a bow. I must be leaving though. If you're heading that way,
Mhm.
I don't want to be around you.
Maybe you could help us
Ah.
cause a distraction.
You're-
Think about the glory of the song you'd be able to sing. Think about that. When's the last time
He's
a
appealing.
spirit was singing a song of their own exploits?
No, it's appealing
That's
to your
unique.
artistic nature.
That's
Mm,
unique. Think about how interesting that would
You're
be.
playing to my vanity.
Absolutely. I
Why?
am. Because
You
we need
very
to.
manipulative child.
Not only am I manipulative, I'm right.
That's not the point here.
Name another song sung by a ghost about themselves engaging in raucous and wild behavior on behalf of good.
Oh, you guys are heroes. With her?
Heroes
They say
Heroes
she
is-
kills children.
Who?
Kess,
Well, he's
Oh.
still alive, isn't he?
not the zombie children.
Zombie children don't count.
She'll save children, but not the zombie children. Sorry.
Yeah. To be fair, once you put the qualifier zombie in front of anything, that tends to be the focus.
Not for me. I think you really can't bite me.
Wow.
Sometimes a moment arrives, and it's what changes everything. This could be your moment. What's the worst that could happen? You just said you're not going to get bitten. You're likely not going to be stabbed or shot, right?
There's a reason I stay away from that place. It's because they have things that can hurt people like me.
Right. But I mean, you're quick and nimble.
I am. I'm devilishly handsome too.
What's your name?
Darton.
Darton. Darton. Darton.
Darton in the ghost spot.
What's even better? Think about the play on that word. Darting through the forest. darting through the forest.
Fine, I'll help you.
Magnificence, isn't it? It's so good. This song
I
is
am.
going to be legendary.
It's going to be amazing. I need to start working on the lyrics.
All right, now how about just so you can get working on it now? Use the words decoy and drew them away from their hold. While heroes so brave and bold dipped in the shadows and got in the door. While Darton was darting some more. darting some more.
Well, I can draw the outer guards out. You'd have to deal with who's left inside.
Well, that's our own song, isn't it?
It is.
What do you
Alas,
wanna-
I have
Sorry.
people to chase. Go for it.
What do you want to do when we get inside?
I don't even want to go inside. I just want to draw them out of the way so we can pass by and get to the airship.
We can just go around.
I mean, there's a river on one side, correct?
No, we passed the river.
The river just stops?
We
No,
crossed
the river goes all the way south. You guys were riding the river south, and the forest was east of it.
Every time I see this map, I'm oriented differently.
Okay. There is the Tempe River that runs through the Vale, but you guys aren't there yet.
All right, well, we can just go around it then. I don't care about. I mean, this is the building then that we're assuming that they were in, right? Victor was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we should probably check it out anyway.
I mean, it does have all the hashtags that kind of, it's got your keywords, vault, magic,
Well, I don't really. I mean, that'd be nice. I'd like to take all their things, but more importantly, I'd like to get back to things I've already taken.
Yeah.
Get back to 0 before I start adding.
Mhm. Okay. I haven't gotten my full rest, but I suppose if we're in the home stretch, might as well.
Think about how restful you'll be in the sky.
How certain are you that when we get to said skyboat house air thing, that it's actually still airworthy? Is that the right term for it?
When it started, it was a house.
Uh-huh.
And I made it fly.
Right. So where does the
So
boat
you're telling
part come in?
It's shaped like a boat. The
But
bottom
I
of the
thought-
hull is a boat because not all the time do you want to fly.
But you said it started as a house
it started as a house.
and then you turned it into a boat.
I had done construction preemptively. I never launched the vessel in its initial state. I had done a lot of the construction and blueprinting and building,
Mm-hmm.
and then vicious circumstance took a hold of me before I could set off on its mid voyage. And when I came back, it was gone.
Okay.
So it is airworthy, and if it crashed and was unable to be repaired, it was because the person who was trying to repair it was not at my level of ability or skill.
Okay.
So you'll be able to repair it?
For sure.
Well,
If it takes much longer to get there, I'll just make a new one. But it's got all my things in there.
Well, you assume it does.
It does. It has my things in there.
We could have sold it for gas money.
If we get to
I'm teasing.
Victor is a pothead who's dating my daughter, stole my airship, and sold all of my relics for doob money. I'm going to lose my shit. You ever seen someone get fucking trapped between mirrors? We're about to create some fucking lore right now.
Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism. We really appreciate you coming in and listening. We also really appreciate all the people who support our Patreon. By supporting the Patreon, you're going to get behind the scene uncut clips that you'll get to see sort of like maybe the tissue behind some of the edited, cleaned up content. And And you'll get that whenever we have a big block of it to drop, as well as any updates or any information behind the scenes stuff that we think the Patreons would like to know. So if you'd like to support our Patreon and help us continue making the high quality, high octane podcast that you've come to expect, go ahead to patreon.com/freelance_heroism. Thank you. And as usual, the invoice is in the mail.
Okay.
Recording in progress.
You always mock that lady. She's just being helpful, telling you that the recording has started.
She's not a lady. She's a robot. And it's not even AI. It's like a fucking droid voice. All right, ready?
Ready.